Hello everybody, welcome to part 4 of how I fix my RV slide-out roof and fix the delamination that occurred. So it's been a long journey so far, but this is it. So in this episode we're going to cover replacing the PVC roof material, gluing it down, and then putting all the trim pieces back in and sealing it.
All right, so I finally got the new material to replace the one that I goofed up and got too small. So this one measured out about 9.5 feet wide, and it's about 15 feet long. So I figured it would be a lot easier to deal with working on it on the main roof. Gives me a good surface to work on. So the idea would be to unroll this out and then cut it down to a rough cut down to size to fit on the slide out roof. Alright, so I folded it over, measured it. It's a little over 4 feet each side. So now I'm just going to cut it with the scissors right on down the crease that I made. And that should be good. Alright, so I cleaned off the trim pieces because there was black butyl tape there. Cleaned that off. Doesn't have to be perfect. And then I'm going to put new butyl tape on there. Same thing for this strip. This goes inside, runs the whole length of the slide out and holds down the trim. This is the rain water stop. And it was funny. Part of the problem, I think, was this rain stop. They had this channel completely full of silicone, so it's supposed to divert the rainwater along inside there and down the side to drain off. And if this was all plugged up with silicone, well, guess what? It would just puddle up on the roof. Could have been part of the problem, who knows? But it was like that on both ends. So I'm using wooden sticks to clean this off with, and rather than using a putty knife like that, because I don't want to scratch the heck out of it and allow for this to create scratches in the paint and then rust. Because I don't think this is aluminum, I think this is steel. So, but this works. Just going to clean the worst of it off. Doesn't have to be perfect. And then I'm going to bring the EternaBond tape over this way and up, prevent any kind of leaks. All right, so I rough cut this, and now we're trying to feed this into part of the slide. I got the inside, so I got the slide out about 1/3 of the way in. So we can work on the inside too. Got way excess here. All right, so we got this laid out on the roof up here.
and I rough cut that. I trimmed it down again. So I'm slowly trimming this down because I don't want any goofs at this point. So I'm going to do a rough cut once again, get this a little closer, just to be a little easier to work with, but not cutting it exactly in there yet, just in case. And then what I'll do is start the gluing process from the outside and then work it back in. So that's where we're at so far today. So I cut this material with the scissors. It cuts pretty easy. Not bad at all. All right, so I got the inside trimmed relatively close, but not all that close. This hasn't shifted at all. So the thought is, well, the process is going to be, I'm going to fold this back up to about there, put down the glue, and then we'll be able to lay this down, let that set, then pull it in and do the inside, and then trim it all to fit. So when I glue this down, this outer part, then I'll put the trim piece back in place, because that will help hold this as well. I seem to be missing the video that I did on putting down the glue. But what we did is we got paint pans and rollers and poured the glue into the paint pan and rolled it out on the wood, let it set up a little bit, get tacky, and then placed the PVC roofing material down on that, and then used a dry roller or a clean roller and rolled out as much of the air pockets in the roof as possible. Okay, so now I rolled this back up to where the glue is on the outside part. Now I'll roll out the glue on here and then roll this back. Then I'll trim it up into the corner there, up against the header. And then I'll be able to put the metal piece back down for the rain stop, and it'll be good. All right, so I'm putting all the trim pieces back in, and that helps hold the roof in place there too. The outer piece, the roof isn't perfect, but it's pretty good. So once I get those in place, then I'm going to take a sheetrock knife and just trim that back. And then I got to get silicone in these corners with those plates on it. The way they did this, it eased the possibility of intrusion. Now this side doesn't quite meet up 100%, neither does the other side, which means they probably cut this just a little small originally, but you can see in here. So I'm going to silicone this completely. And then I'm thinking what I'm going to do, in addition to that, because there's a plastic plate that goes over here, take either EternaBond or FlexSeal. I got black FlexSeal. Run that down here so water can't penetrate through there. And then hit the back side of this as well. And that will keep that from leaking. The EternaBond tape's going to come and wrap around over here anyway, so we should be okay. But these corners are the weak points for water intrusion, and I think that's what happened down at that end. That there was a spot where water could get in, and then it just runs all over. Who knows? Or it could have been multiple leaks. The way they build these things, It is unbelievable. So this will be 100% waterproof by the time I'm done. All right, so I'm going to trim that, and I will run silicone, a bead of silicone. I got the butyl tape under there, and that seems to grab in there pretty good, but I'm going to trim off that excess and then run a bead of silicone along there too. So we reduce the risk of any kind of water seepage. So along here, I'm going to run the EternaBond tape. All right, EternaBond tape, and that's what the original manufacturer did, except for, and I got 4-inch wide stuff. I'll run it up to the edge here and bring it out. And then I'm going to take another strip and run it up in here and kind of fold down and over. So there is no way water is going to get in. They did not do that on the original manufacturer of this thing. They just ran the strip down here and that's it. I'm going to run this over and it's going to overlap the other
EternaBond tape.
But overall, not looking too bad. Way better than what it was. There's some bubbles here and there, but at this point, I don't care. This is not going to balloon off the roof because unlike the rest of the main roof, it's closed up when we travel, so that'll be good. All right.
Okay, in this shot, I have already laid down one long strip of the EternaBond tape. Now I'm putting in the second strip, and that one's going up on the header and down, give us a better seal. As you work it, I clean it with rubbing alcohol, the surface that it's going to go onto. This way it's clean and sticks on there really good. So originally, when I got this from the manufacturer, they only had the one strip down, and I believe it left a lip for water to get down in there. So the second layer of EternaBond tape that goes up the header a bit should prevent any kind of water intrusion there.
All right, so there's the finished product. A little wavy there. It's sealed. All up in here is good. And then I got silicone caulking. All along the trim pieces there as well, top and bottom. And I think we're good. I got the headers back in place inside. We're done. All right, so that concludes the series on fixing the RV Slideout roof and the delamination. Like I said, it's been quite the journey, quite an experience, but it looks good. Keep my fingers crossed that it doesn't leak. It shouldn't. I was very careful about making sure that everything was sealed. I think the roof came out pretty good. What a relief that I got that all done. It took a while working around bad weather. Now that since I've fixed the roof, it's been a while, it hasn't rained. So still, it's untested, but I'm thinking it should be okay. All right, if you got any comments, put them in the comments below. I appreciate hearing from you. I will try and answer any questions that folks may have. And I will see you down the road once again. So happy camping. Bye now.